Namaste, Jai Bharat. The recent news, yesterday suppose, say that Bharat had very successfully tested the new generation Kaveri engine. The Kaveri engine project is not of yesterday. It began years back, and HAL was interested. And personally, I know HAL, at least from outside, not from inside, of course. Inside I had gone for several other reasons. But when you observe HAL personally, they were making fighter aircraft once upon a time. They had successfully made Hindustan Fighter 24. And there was a time we had their squadrons. They are not that bad aircraft. They were successful aircraft. And the fighter aircraft program started, if I'm not wrong, somewhere in 50s and was given the HAL, because HAL was the only public sector those days. And they were playing with this. And they took such long time, like the bureaucracy. A file doesn't move because of the bureaucracy. Files still move. They have indefinitely. And from Hindustan Fighter 24, HAL had not gone forward to make Hindustan Fighter 25, 26, 27 or so. See, they have to make several versions. Then only something will be better than the 24. Maybe by 28 version would have been better. Well, I have seen that up close. Hindustan Fighter 24. We had squadrons. And they were doing very well. At least given the standards of those days, they were doing very well. I'm not comparing them with the MiGs. MiGs were much better for several reasons. But Hindustan Fighter 24 was definitely good aircraft for that standard at that time. And that was made by HAL. And from that point where HAL had gone forward, they haven't gone forward anyway. Whosoever is responsible should be called as irresponsible. And again, Kaveri engine was with them for long years. And there's a point that we have discarded the Kaveri engine project and went to General Electrics, who was supposed to supply us fighter engines. And they were again slower than HAL. They didn't want to give, obviously. That's one thing that comes to my mind. They didn't want to give. So they kept on, like what people say, delaying and dallying and delaying. They were supposed to have given us something like 30 plus such engines by 2023. And this is 26. That too, with all kinds of extension of time. Now, Kaveri engine is successfully tested of late. Yesterday, I think, Rajnath Singh has declared it. And it is not a miracle. It is not done by the HAL. It is done by our friends, the Russians. They worked on the engine. They found out what are the, then I know that I'm not going to speak about those things. They found out the drawbacks. They rectified and made Kaveri engine appropriate. These people did not make it. They neither have the will nor have the skill. The right people are not there at the right time, right places. That's what I would feel. My nation is never short of talents. My nation was never short of talents and is never short of talents. Our scientists and personnel in whichever capacity would be outstanding. They should do excellent work. So, no question of their abilities and skills and performance and capacity. It's done by some sector people inadvertently or otherwise. I would think willfully. But again, inadvertently or otherwise. They would outrightly accuse the government that we did not get the support. That is not appropriate. Our government, even the past governments, I don't think they will neglect or ignore. Forget about the present government. They will be much more enthusiastic than anybody in this whole thing. The present government is much more enthusiastic than anybody else for one simple reason. They are Rashtravadis. They are nationalists. And there are many in our nation, you cannot count them, who are such nationalists, who would do anything for the nation. Anything for the nation. When it comes to nation, there are so many people in this nation who would do anything in capital letters for the nation. They will not give the second thought to these kind of things. But this, of course, is because of the support of our friends in capital letters, the Russians. Anyway, it is successful. We have had our own contributions, definitely, but they were the ones who corrected it. This news, no, I don't think this news, it's there out there, people know it, but then that is not paying paid attention to. There's nothing wrong. You learn from me, I learn from you is a common thing in Bharatiya knowledge tradition. The mantra says Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhanaktu Sahavinyam Karvavahi Tejasvina Avadhidamastu Ma Vidushavahe. That's the Upanishadic mantra. That's how we teach and that's how we learn. So learning something from anyone is normal for us. We just don't learn alone. We impart what we know also. And that last line, Ma Vidushavahe, means a lot. Try to find out the meaning. So successful, great. The General Electricals, we pay them a lot of money. I don't know how we are going to deal with them. What will we buy from them? Whether they will return the money or not, we don't know. But I personally would feel that, or say that, let's have nothing to do with such people who had been playing with us when we were in need of things. We shall meet. Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Sri Ram.